big kid and created a foul. Get this to a 5-point game here and get a stop. You could literally come back down to a 3-point game. You get Nielsen and Moore out of the game. It's too bad. You get Nielsen and Moore out of the game, you've got to take advantage of it. You get the ball back here.
Wilkinson hits 1 of 2. It's a 6-point Skyview lead. Skyview's outscored Highland 16-8 since Highland took the lead at 25-23. It's now 39-33.
I think that was a good call. That was a good call by the official. It was unfortunate. Gonzalez? No, Birch. Birch got the ball off the steal, but then came down hard and traveled as he fell to the ground.
Goddard handles with 10 seconds to play.
Skyview needs to wait for the last shot here. There you go. Good shot.
Dewey with 5 seconds. Won't go. Rebounded by Porter. He's got time for one pass. Nelson Ricks at the buzzer. Won't go. He was off balance, but the damage has been done by the Bobcats, and they've opened up a 6-point lead at 39-33. Back for the final 8 minutes after this timeout.
How do you old grist mill? Old Grist Mill Bread Company, Ogden, Brigham, Logan.
Now we get ready for the fourth quarter. Skyview with a 6-point lead, and they have the ball. 7 turnovers on the game for Highland, only 4 for Skyview.
So you can see it right now. I still think they're running this triangle in 1. They're going to stay on more, but it's almost more of a matchup triangle. They really, I'm really quite intrigued by this scheme. You got a man on Ty and a man on Jalen, and then they sort of play a matchup triangle.
They've got a help man close on Moore.
See, and they're trying to post Moore up. Now it's going to shots up. That helps.
Little hook runner by Brian Doherty.
Doherty can make those shots. He's going to be in great shape.
His first action of the game, and he scores.
Oh, it was a tough turnover.
Nielsen coming out of there with the pass that went awry. Doherty, the lefty, lets it go, and it's rebounded by Harding. That's 10 players that Coach Hilliard's used. Harding, 3. Won't go. Moore with the board.
Better get a body on him right now.
I do not keep rebounding statistics.
Oh.
Moore turns it over. But he's got a handful, that's for sure. Gonzalez has it taken away by Ricks, but they're going to call Ricks for the reach.
That's too bad. That's a hustle play by Ricks. I thought Ricks was just going to let him take the 2, but he had a good foul. Wasn't going to let him get the layup.
Ricks with his second foul. We see Moore. What's he going to do? What's he going to do?
Crosses over and he loses the ball. And now watch this. Now Ricks, look where Ricks comes from. Clear from the corner. Doesn't give up. I like that. Look at that. And he makes a great stop. Good job.
Free throws are good. A timeout by Coach Hilliard. As it's Gonzalez that hit those 2 free throws, and that's his first point since the first period.
Well, and look at the score. That's a big thing for Highland. I think he hit, didn't he hit 2 or 3 threes in the first half? He had 2 and played. He does other things. He's obviously the driver of that offense. He's got the ball in his hands a lot, but he needs to score a couple of buckets here in this fourth quarter if they want to stay in it.
He and Wilkinson, between them, average 30 of the team's 61 points per game.
Well, I didn't see the first game between these two, and I guess the score could still get out of hand, but this one's been a lot closer than it looks like the first one was.
First one was a 12-point game. Skyview trailed by 7 at the half, and then outscored Highland.
He's leaving Doherty and Ricks in, a couple guys that haven't played a lot, and that's good for them.
Outscored Highland 41-22 in that second half in that first game.
Great. That's too bad. Had his head up. Ricks made a great play.
Rick spins to his right, nowhere to go, finds Doherty. Doherty with the left hand. Ricks fights for the board. It's Nielsen that comes up with it. Moore tips it too hard. Nielsen, his shot won't go, but he'll go to the line.
There's another example of the difficulty you have in rebounding when you're playing that little triangle and two or box and one. There's just nobody to put a body on. Skyview stayed tough with it. Got the ball up in the air. Missed it.
Nielsen shot short. He walks away from the line in disgust. This Skyview team played 4 games and I want to say 5-6 nights, and now they're playing this one a couple nights later.
That was in the Jordan tournament.
The Jordan tournament.
Yeah. That's a fun tournament. That's a fun tournament. And Mountain Crest played in that last year. Lots of good teams.
They lost to East and then won their last 3. And Nielsen had 30 points against Riverton. I want to say that game was Monday night, New Year's Eve. Underneath, Shreve has it knocked away by Nielsen.
That's
Nielsen
4.
Just picked up Quattro. You're right.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that was a tough call.
Well, the official underneath called it. His angle was from the bucket on the other side.
Good pass. Tie come out maybe. Well, it's hard to tell from here.
A lot of times when somebody reaches across like that, you'll hear the whistle.
You're going to get the call. It's another, you teach kids to play defense with their palms up rather than their palms down. If you slap up, you don't get the foul.
Shreve misses. It's 42-35, a 7-point lead for Skyview with 5:51 to play. And it's danger time now for Highland, as it's now a 6-point lead. Highland's got to start making a move. They need some stops.
Yeah, I agree. I think in the next couple of minutes, you're going to have a lot to say about the outcome of this game. They're still playing that triangle. They're going to keep the point ball out there. Keep the man on the point with tie out. They're still going to stay in that little triangle and 2. Stay right on Jalen. And now they've maybe moved to more of a box. I think it's kind of a match box in 1.
Doherty, Porter, Larson, Goddard, and Moore for the Bobcats. And there's Moore with the ball. They bring the help, and Gonzalez takes it away and then loses it out of bounds.
That was a heads-up play by Gonzalez. He just got a little unlucky. Yep. Somebody's going to have to score. They're not going to let Jalen get the ball, but they're going to give him some looks. Oh, that's a travel.
Oh, Goddard's walked.
Wow.
He got away with it.
Wow, okay.
That's his first bucket of the game, and it comes at an opportune time for the Bobcats. Pushes it out to an 8-point lead.
Highland needs to score here. They've got to have a good possession.
Gonzalez, 3, rims around and out. And the ball out of bounds off of Andresen. Dewey will replace Doherty.
Doherty had good minutes there. He played well.
Moore leads all scorers with 16. Wilkinson with 11 for Highland. Nielsen's on the bench for Skyview. He has 14. Goddard, 3. Won't go. Rebound by Shreve. knocked
Great job
away.
by Moore.
Still loose. And it's 2-on-1. Larson looking for the lob. Boom! Oh, he misses.
Now, there's the exact example of what we just talked about. That was set up right, and he just didn't quite get the ball up where he needed it. Larson was just a little low and made Jalen work. Watch this. He sees it right now, throws it up. It's a little behind him, and Jalen had to work too hard.
And he was going to throw that down with serious authority.
Yeah. Highland can still score and stay in this. They've dodged a couple of bullets, but they've got to start converting their chances on the offensive end of the floor.
Wilkinson tries to draw the foul.
Good defense. Jalen stayed on the floor, kept his hands straight up, didn't come down.
Moore can't get the roll. Rebounded out of there by Andresen. Andresen's got Wilkinson ahead of the pack. Keeps it, though. Oh, Andresen, down he goes, and a foul called on Larson. Andresen gets back up. That was a little bit painful.
I think he might have got bailed out a little bit there. He slipped.
Yeah.
Certainly could have called a travel. Let's see. Well, I guess not. He put his shoulder down. He probably forced the foul, but it could have gone either way.
A little bit of a bump.
Tough call.
Larson with his second. 8 fouls on Skyview. 4 on Highland. And Andresen, hits the first.
Nielsen comes back in, hits his bucket. It's back to a 6-point game, and you got your two scores on the floor for the last 3.5 minutes. Hilliard's played this well, I think.
Highland has not hit a field goal in this fourth period.
Wow.
They have 5 points, all from the free throw line. They're 5 out of 6 from the line. Skyview with 5 points as well. 2 field goals and 1 out of 2 from the line. Goddard, Nielsen, and Ricks have scored, Doherty have scored here in this fourth.
Oh, that's big.
That's Matthias.
That's a big shot. Great shot.
Matthias with the 3 ball. He has 5 points off the bench. And that was a big one for the Bobcats. That puts them up 9 with just under 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, Highland's got to play with a little bit of a good shot.
Andresen with 11 now. He averages about 10 a game. Very aggressive. Senior guard. Nielsen won't go. Rebounded by Birch. Birch has some trouble with it. Now loses it to Nielsen.
Good foul.
Dewey's shot won't go, and he'll go to the line.
That might have been Highland's chance right there. They could have get within 5. Could have come within 5. Has a little trouble coming up the floor here. Needs to get the ball up to somebody. Nielsen stays with it, gets the steal, then turns around and looks up court and finds his guy.
Dewey's 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. And now he's 3 out of 4. 3 points all from the line and all in the second half for Matt Dewey. A timeout on the floor with 2:20 to play in the ball game, and it's a 9-point lead for Skyview. We have to start thinking about a player of the game. It's easy to look at Jalen Moore and everything he does. I picked him last time. We had this squad out on our game of the week. I've really liked the game Ty Nielsen's played. He had 7 points in that first period to really get him off to a good start, and then 6 points there in that third. He and Moore went to work. And it's 49-40 now. Skyview with the lead with 2:20 to play.
I don't know. That's a tough call.
The rest of the guys have put in workmanlike efforts. It's really kind of how it is for this Skyview team. It's Nielsen and Moore doing the damage and offensively, and the other guys, they get theirs here and there and work together to make a team. They're very good defensively.
People forget when you look at the box score and you look at the line and you see a 20-point night for somebody and a 20-point night for someone else, you know, there's 3 other guys on the floor that are playing defense. They're running plays. They're setting picks. I mean, you know, part of being a team is that way. Now, Skyby's going to switch to the zone. They're going to make him beat him from outside now and put Jalen up on the point. I like that. I like that. I like that move by Hilliard. It's just enough to make them think, and they don't have time to think anymore. They've got to play with urgency, and they're running precious time off the clock.
Andreessen's 3 rims out. Left-hander by Harding won't go. And finally, Matthias comes out of there with it. Goddard gives off to Moore. Moore finds Matthias. He's feeling it from the 3 line. Not so much anymore. Out of bounds. And it'll stay on this end as Wilkinson loses it. Wilkinson thought he was fouled by Moore. Dewey rims out. 1:23 to play. Birch's 3 won't go. Rebounded by Dewey. Goddard not in any hurry, only to get it across the timeline. Nielsen as they try to trap him in the corner. Down low, Dewey. That should be it. Matt Dewey with 5 points here in the second half, 4 in this fourth quarter. Andreessen misses, and we're at 45 seconds to play. Goddard pulls it back, and Moore will hold between the circles.
So what do you think?
Well, I like the game Ty Nielsen has had. We know Moore is going to do what he's going to do night in and night out. This one goes into the backcourt as it's knocked away from him. We're at 15 seconds. Let's talk to Ty Nielsen after this one.
All right.
John Worley will head down to the sideline. Ty Nielsen's line tonight, 14 points for Ty Nielsen, along with a handful of boards. Kept himself out of foul trouble just enough to stay in the ball game. They won by 12 back at the end of November. They win by 11 tonight here at home against a very good Highland team from Pocatello, Idaho. We'll take a break and be back with our player of the game right after this timeout.
Logan, Utah. We've got it all and so can you. It's in your own backyard.
I'm riding with pride.
GoGo Travel Mobility products are engineered for high-quality, long-lasting durability and superb portability. Equipped with easy feather touch disassembly, GoGo Travel Mobility products disassemble quickly into a few lightweight pieces, making them the perfect travel companion.
I'm riding on my go-go.
Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in.
You know when it's real.
Ty, you've been chosen as player of the game. I know you guys played these guys earlier. Tell me how the game was different this time than last.
Well, it was still aggressive. They're a really aggressive team, but I think we played better together, and we didn't turn the ball over as much, and we started off quick.
Right. Well, you played a great game. Congratulations. A Wendy's gift certificate and an Angie's gift certificate for a kitchen sink. Good luck, and we'll see you another time.
Thanks.
Nice job. Eric, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Well, a nice line for Ty Nielsen tonight. He had 14 points, 7 in the first half, 7 in the second half. So consistency, and he played that second half with some foul trouble. So he did a good job of staying in the ball game, and it was key to keep him in there because Highland did such a good job when one or the other were on the bench, Moore or Nielsen, and to have them both in there really helped them to extend a lead, to get that lead back after they had lost it at the half. They went down 25-23, and then they were able to get back out to a 6-7 point lead and put this thing away there in the fourth quarter as they end up winning it by 11, 51-40, holding Highland to only 40 points. And so you look down the box score, and first looking at the Rams from Highland, 9 turnovers unofficially for Highland, 11 points for Andresen and Wilkinson. Gonzalez looked like he'd get out of the gates and really have a big night as he had 6 points in that first period. He only had 8 points for the game, 5 for Birch, 3 for Shreve. Harding did not score, and Tingy with 2 off the bench as John Worley joins me back up here. And John, we talked about Highland. We'll get to Skyview here in a minute, but they had Andresen, they had Wilkinson with 11 each. But I think it was key that Gonzalez got off early, but then they kind of shut him down.
Yeah, they did. And I guess I'm sort of I enjoy the point guard play, and he played well tonight. I thought he moved the ball well. He got the ball up and down the floor well, and he didn't get as many shots. It wasn't that he didn't make them; he just didn't get them in the second half.
Skyview improves to 9-2 on the season, and Nielsen, we mentioned his 14 points, 7 in the first half, 7 in the second half, and that consistency was a big deal. And Jalen Moore with his 16 points. Let's go to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about some of the other Bobcats that helped put a W in the column, the left side column for the Bobcats. 51-40, the win for Skyview.
How do you, Old Grist Mill? Old Grist Mill Bread Company, Ogden, Brigham, Logan.
51-40, the final from Skyview High School in Smithfield as they defeat the Highland Rams of Pocatello, Idaho. So they beat them by 12 in Highland, or at Highland, and then they beat them down here by 11, a game that was closer than the score might indicate.
I think so. I actually was impressed with Highland, but Nielsen and Moore are just tough. You better come to play, and you better figure out how you're going to stop those two.
Well, we talked to our player of the game, Ty Nielsen. He had a nice night with those 14 points, and the other players that played really well. They played well. They did have big points in the scoring column, but they did other things. Braxton Goddard, quiet scoring-wise, 2 points there in the fourth quarter, but played very well, running the team, getting them in and out of that offense, and we saw that oop.
Yeah, remember he had that great pass from half court that made Jalen look good, and those are one of those things you don't get your name in the books other than an assist, but that's hard to do. That's hard to do, and he did that well. He played well all night that way.
Especially from mid-court, to throw a pinpoint pass like that.
Yeah.
Mitch Larson with 5 points. Carden Porter, the sophomore, had 2 points. Matt Dewey came off the bench with 5 points, including 4 of those in the fourth period, hit a couple of big shots, as did Kama Matthias, 5 points, and that big three-pointer that kind of really seemed to break the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, and that's going to be the story, I think, for Skyview. If you can get somebody other than Nielsen or Moore to put some points on the board like that, you're going to do well.
Tommy Lee and Nelson Ricks got extended minutes, did not score, and Brian Doherty got time in the second half and scored the first bucket of the fourth period.
And I thought Ricks and Doherty came in and played at a time where it was still a little bit tenuous, and you didn't want to lose any. You didn't want to get Moore or Nielsen in foul trouble. And again, they came in, they did a nice job, and they didn't hurt anything. They didn't do anything spectacular, but they played great minutes, and they did what the coach asked them to do, and they kept Skyview right where they needed to be. That's what you need off the bench in high school. You need some solid kids you can count on, and I thought especially Doherty and Ricks came off and did a nice job.
Quick reminder for you, before each and every game, one of our sponsors there is Pier 49 Pizza. And before each and every game, they bring us a pile of pizzas. Geese are in a gaggle, cattle are in a herd. Pizzas come in a pile. And
it's good.
Yeah, and you and I said, no, it's the 2nd of January. We have a resolution, and they've both been just shot right to smithereens now.
It's really true, but it was good. It was worth it. And, if I know you're going to bring me pizza before every game, I might come and do more of these. I'll just remember not to eat before I come.
That's right. The Little Italy, that's our new favorite
it's
one, right?
The Little Italy. You told me about it the last game, and it was good. It was really good.
Well, they're one of our sponsors. Pier 49, fall in love with pizza again. Our next game, Logan and Mountain Crest. And that one, I believe, out at Mountain Crest, if I remember right.
That's the region opener for Mountain Crest.
It really is. It's on at Friday the 11th.
It's a week from Friday.
And Mountain Crest looking to get healthy again. They've had some guys with some maybe non-basketball health issues, but seem to have everybody back healthy again.
Well, I obviously have a little bit of a tie to Mountain Crest, so I see them play a lot, and they've had little health issues. They lost 3 in a row. They were really cruising. They lost 3 in a row with some health and some injury issue, but they got everybody back at full steam now. And I think, like we said earlier, I think Skyview and Mountain Crest are going to be the 2 teams in this region. And Box Elder could slide in there, and Logan is always Logan. Logan is always tough. So
Logan's one of those. They're kind of a scrapper team, and they always hang in there.
Logan Brown does a great job coaching those kids. They play hard, and so there'll be some good games in this region. And I think you've got a chance at having a team out of this region go deep into the state playoffs.
Well, last year it was Mountain Crest and Skyview tying for that #1 spot.
Right, that's right. That's right.
And so we'll see how it works out. I think Skyview looks like they've maybe turned it up a notch defensively. They've looked outstanding every time I've seen them. Mountain Crest has some athletes, and Crosby can fill it up anytime he wants.
He can do.
Well, thanks, John. Appreciate you coming Mike's side with me and helping us out for the game tonight. We hope that you folks enjoyed watching the game of the week on the Valley Channel. As Skyview with the victory over Highland, Pocatello, Idaho, 51.
Hey, Happy New Year from all the folks at 40. The Valley Channel. We started out with an intra-state rivalry. You've got...
I don't know who those guys are, but they're horning in on our airtime. 51-40, the final on this one, as Skyview pulls away in a game that was tied at 23 at the half, and early in the second half, Highland and Pocatello had a little bit of a lead, but Skyview pulled away behind Ty Nielsen and Jalen Moores combined 30 points. The game was brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness. Never give up. Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank with a new location at 3rd South and Main in Logan. Wendy's of Cache Valley. Quality is our recipe. Cache Valley Hospital, your first choice in healthcare.
You're down 6-0.
Discount Tire and Automotive, so much more than a tire store. Salt Lake Express, from your door to the Salt Lake Airport, 12 times a day. S.E. Needham Jewelers, where Utah gets engaged. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station. For John Worley and the guys behind the camera and in the truck doing the hard work, I'm Eric Olson saying see you next time on the Game of the Week.